We have been sharing the tragic news about a small plane crash that happened on approach to Reagan National Airport.
Yeah, this is EarthCam video we got a short time ago from near the Kennedy Center, and you're going to see that huge explosion there. Again, from what we're learning, this passenger plane, it was coming in for landing at Reagan National when, it collided with a helicopter right there near the airport.
So can I just interject for 1 second? We're hearing from our CBS colleagues that helicopter you just referenced was a Blackhawk helicopter. And so we are talking about a military helicopter here as we start to connect the dots here a bit more about what happened here. We don't know how this happened, but something tragic happened before 9 o'clock when that plane from Wichita, Kansas was attempting to land at Reagan National.
Yeah, and we're just learning, Les, that it was an American Airlines jet 5342. Again, what Les mentioned a moment ago, colliding with a Blackhawk helicopter there, not too far away from Reagan National. Again, American Airlines flight 5342 out of Wichita, Kansas, with a Blackhawk helicopter. And, for a point of reference as well, that Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, we talk about, the military helicopters going in and out of that area. We're talking all types of military aircraft, including the president's aircraft, Marine One. That's where it's stationed typically.
Absolutely.
So they're flying at all hours from that base.
So I've just heard the news about a military helicopter crashing into a passenger plane. I don't want to start any wild conspiracy theories, but after watching the video, it didn't look like an accident on my part at least. It looks like the helicopter flew straight into this passenger plane. Say what you will, just watch the video when you get a chance and make your own mind up. But that shit was wild. Just thoughts and prayers to the people that were impacted by this and the lives that were lost. But check it out. That did not look like an accident to me.
I want you guys to watch this video again. As it appears, the Blackhawk flies straight in. There it is right there. Straight into American Airlines 5342 as it's landing. Right into it. Oh my gosh.
I'm patiently waiting for the manifest of the 64 passengers that were on that jet plane, because I understand that this is a tragedy and everything, but this to happen the way that it happened, the way that the helicopter flew into this plane and everyone is communicating in air traffic, it's not like no one wasn't at the tower. It's not like, I'm not saying that there weren't communication issues, but who was on that plane? I know I'm not the only person wondering this. And that's all I wanted to say before I went to bed.
Like a fairly, a small end but normal sized passenger jet, and it looks normal. It was level, so I looked back at the road and then I looked back again just to see if I could maybe see it land. And this was 3 seconds later, and at that point it was banked all the way to the right. I would say maybe past the right, past 90 degrees. I could see the underside of it. It was lit up a very bright yellow, and there was a stream of sparks underneath it. It looked like a Roman candle if you ever hold one of those on the 4th of July, but it was much, much bigger than that. It was high off the ground.
Okay, but do you understand exactly how rare it is for a chopper to collide with a plane over DC airspace? Do you know how rare it is for a chopper to collide with a plane generally? It's almost impossible for it to happen on accident. What is happening right now?
I'm in no way a conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to weigh in on this plane crash that's very tragic. And I am so sorry to all the families that are affected by this. That being said, knowing the ins and outs of military operations, not saying I know everything, but I know enough. So this is what I do know. I know that while tragic, highly unlikely this was an accident. Who are the passengers on the helicopter? Who are the passengers on the plane? Someone was a target. Somebody wanted somebody else to have this accident and not be a problem anymore. And while this investigation is still ongoing, just keep that in mind. I'm so sorry for the loss of everybody that's affected by this tragedy, because it is still a tragedy. And while there's statements being made all over the place by anyone that has a voice and is willing to weigh in on it, also listen to what's not being said. Have a good Thursday.